as is every Monday, is we call it our note investing for newbies. That's the show that I do on Facebook Live every single Monday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. And I take about 30 minutes or so, and I share with you guys why note investing is such a fabulous way for you to invest. And hopefully I can shed some light for you guys and actually inspire you to dig deeper to see if note investing might make sense for you and your family as far as a strategy for where you put your money to work and how you create a solid retirement plan for yourself. Because I really believe notes provide an excellent way for you to build your retirement income so that when you are ready to retire, your income doesn't have to retire, if you know what I'm trying to say. All right. So anyway, this is note investing for newbies, and that's my show. I want to thank you guys for showing up here today. And if you're in here today, I can't see right now who all is on with me, but I know that we've got some folks on. If you're on here today, if you can hit me up in the chat just to say, hey, I'm here. I'm here. I also want to ask you too to help me get the love out on Facebook by sharing what's going on your Facebook, right? You can you can share this. I'd appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to having you guys share that and bring your friends on board with us. I see Fresh Guys is here. Hey, Fresh Guys, welcome, Fresh Guys. Glad to see you here today. That is my nephew, Darnell. I'm really proud of him. He is out there and he's making some wonderful things happen. Welcome. Nicholas, welcome, Nick. Good to see you. Say, hey, did I upload Saturday's webinar? Oh, I think we might have done that one by now. I'll have to check with Patrick. That's one of the things that Patrick does so that I don't have to worry too much about it, but it should be up. Hello, Patrick. Speaking of Patrick, glad to see you here. I'm glad you shared this too. Thank you so much for sharing. I do appreciate it. And I have Maurice. He says, hey, happy Monday. Happy Monday, Maurice. Looking good. Fellow Baldy. I like it. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys are all here today. And I'm going to go ahead and get started here and just start the way I like to start on Mondays. And that is to make sure we're all on the same page. Since this is note investing for newbies, I figure I need to start every show kind of making sure people understand what note investing really is, because I know that there are people on here that are brand new to the space. And so I will go ahead and share with you guys right now exactly what note investing is. And hopefully you'll find this to be very enlightening. So let me just share my screen. My Note Investing for Newbies show. All right. So what the heck is note investing? Well, I can tell you this. You can learn this at investbrilliantly.com. That's my website. But I'm going to give you a high-level overview of this right now. Think about it this way. In real estate, there are two types of cash flow. And by the way, I owned real estate for decades, and I never thought about this until I found out about notes. But there are two cash flows that most real estate will produce. And here's what they are. One is rental income. Now, who gets the rental income? Well, landlords get the rental income. But there's another cash flow that comes from real estate, and it's far more passive. It's called interest income. Who gets the interest income? It's lenders. What is a lender? A lender is a person that is owed money and has the real estate as collateral. In other words, the lender is a person that is the holder of the note and the mortgage. And by the way, when I say note, I also mean mortgage, because they're one, and they're not one and the same, but they are mutually beneficial for each other. And so when I say a mortgage or a note, I mean both. Okay. So here's all I want to talk to you guys about today. And that is how you should be focusing your energy, in my opinion, on getting the interest income rather than the rental income. Let a landlord handle the rental income, because I want to encourage you to think like a banker. You know, think about this. Banks don't flip houses, do they? No, they don't. Banks don't buy rental houses. They don't buy apartment buildings. Banks don't invest in the stock market. They don't put their money in mutual funds. They don't buy Bitcoins. They don't buy gold. Banks don't invest. Banks understand that investing is too risky. So what banks do is they lend. And that's all I'm saying to you is you can be a lender. See, because when you're a lender, you can also ask for collateral. Now, what is collateral? Collateral is something that you can take if people don't pay you back. Okay? That's what collateral is. And so, oh, here we are. Someone said, am I going live? I am live. Welcome, Denise. All right, I'm glad that you're here. So what is collateral? Collateral is something that you can take back if you're not paid. And here is an example of what I'm talking about. You can take the house away, right? If people don't pay you and you're the lender, you can take their house. We've just had to do that recently. As a matter of fact, this past Saturday, we got a house back in Michigan, in a place called Owasso, Michigan. And I have a wonderful agent up there that has already gone into the place, secured it for me, changed the locks and all that. But the people stopped paying me all of a sudden. And so if they stop paying you and you're the lender, then you actually get the house and the equity in that property. And so that's what has happened on that particular scenario. It happens. But when you own a note, here's the thing. I'm going to show you just how it could possibly pay out. Because in general, there's not very many things that can happen, but there are some predictable things. And that's one of the things I like about investing in notes. It is pretty predictable. For example, let's just say that we have a house here. The value on this property is $130,000. And let's say the balance on the mortgage is $64,000. As a matter of fact, this is actually one of the assets that I own, one of the notes that I own on a house in Georgia. But I just wanted to go ahead right now and use the numbers for that one, and also to make my example with this. Okay. Again, like and share this stuff, guys, with the people that are on your Facebook page. So here's a scenario: $130,000 value. The balance is $64,500. The monthly payment's just under $400 a month. I own the note, and when you own the note, here's what you can do. The balance was $64,000. They had 312 payments remaining to pay at the time I bought the note. I bought the note for $47,500. Now, think about that for just a minute. Remember, the homeowner owes $64,500 to the bank. I went to the bank. I offered $47,500 for the note, and they said yes, and they sold me the note. Now the homeowner owes me $64,500. So the day I bought the note, I had instant equity. That's one of the first things that I really like about investing in mortgage notes. You get instant equity. Okay? That's a good thing. When I bought real estate, I had to wait until the property value goes up to get equity, right? But when you buy a mortgage note, there's only three possible outcomes. One of these three things will happen, and they're predictable. One is the people will pay you like they're supposed to. Two is perhaps they will pay you off early. And three is maybe they won't pay you at all, right? And think about that. When you loan money to anybody, isn't that pretty much one of those three things is going to happen? It's no different here, guys. It's no different. So now, this is a pretty interesting way to do things. Now, before I show you the three outcomes and compare them on this particular asset, again, I want to welcome some of you new guys to the show today. And I want to encourage you guys, please like and share this valuable information, because this is life-changing stuff. It'll change the lives of your friends and family members. And again, I want to invite you to get over to investbrilliantly.com, because on investbrilliantly.com, I'm going to share with you guys in a few minutes something that I offer there that will help you out immensely if you decide to take advantage of it. Okay, so three possible outcomes. They will pay me like they're supposed to. And in this particular case, if these people pay like they're supposed to, then I will actually collect $396.83 for 312 months. You do the math, simple math, that comes to a payback of $123,811 on my $47,500 investment. And over that period of time, considering the time value of money, that works out to be a 9.1% annual yield or return on my money. 9.1. I know right now banks are paying 1% or less. So this is literally 9 or 10 times as much as you can make putting $47,000 in the bank. So that's the first outcome, possibly. Second outcome, maybe they'll pay me off early. So since we don't know when that would happen, let's just say, for example, if they paid me for 5 years and then they pay me off. Okay. Let's say they pay me monthly for 5 years and then they sell the house. Do people do that? Yes or no? Of course they do. People sell their houses. So they pay me for 5 years. That means I would have collected 60 payments of $396.83. That's $23,810 in payments that I would have collected. However, after 5 years, they still have an unpaid balance on the mortgage of $56,783. So you add those two together, the 23,800 plus the 56,700, and we're looking at $80,593 that I would have earned in 5 years on a $47,500 investment. That works out to be an 18.6% yield. It just went from good to better, right? Think about that for just a minute. Now you know why banks don't flip houses. If you can earn 18% on your money, and we know the average homeowner in America sells about every 7 to 10 years, right? If you can earn 18% on your money and not have to be a landlord, why not? I mean, you put your money in the bank and what do you get? You get 1%, maybe 2% if you're really lucky. If you're getting 2% at a bank, it would take a bank 9 years for you to pay you as much as you're going to earn in 1 year with this asset right here in this scenario. Okay. So let me show you guys what happens if they don't pay, because that's everybody's fear. And so just to keep it clean, I just want to make it, put all the cards on the table. Sometimes people don't pay. Now, obviously, we don't know when they're going to stop paying. So in this scenario, I'm going to say, let's say again, they paid for 5 years, then maybe they got a divorce or they lost their jobs or whatever, but they stopped paying. So I've collected $23,800 over the first 5 years, but now they're not paying. And so I have to foreclose and take the property away. I have to repossess the property. Now, sometimes I have to go through a legal process to foreclose. Sometimes people just walk away and give the property back. I've experienced both of those this year, where someone just gave it back and someone else, I had to take them to court to take it back. Either way, you wind up with the property. So once you wind up with that property, you can sell it. Now, remember, this house was worth $130,000 at the time we bought the note. And let's just say it's still worth $130,000, but we want to sell it at a discount just to get it sold fast. So we sell it for $115,000. Look at our return. If we sell it for $115,000, that means we collect $115,000, plus we already collected $23,800 before they went into default. So that means we're going to collect $138,000 on this asset in about 5.5 or 6 years, and that works out to be roughly 28% return on your investment. Think about that. It's going to be good, better, or fabulous. Those are the three possible outcomes when you buy a note for the most part, right? Now, there is possibility that you could lose money. For example, if the place burned down and there was no insurance on it, sure, you could lose money. So one of the things that we do is we make sure there's always insurance on these places, and we make sure that those homeowners pay for that insurance to keep those houses insured. If they don't, then we'll pay for it, but then we add it to what they owe us, right? We don't give away money. All right. So anyway, now that we're all on the same page, let me share an actual retirement strategy with you guys that I shared with another gentleman that came to me after selling his business. But before I do, I see here, there's a question that came up here. Robert asked the question, can you purchase notes with no out-of-pocket money? Well, let me say it this way. Money's got to come out of somebody's pocket. Okay, it doesn't have to be your pocket, but money's got to come out of somebody's pocket, because you can't purchase anything without spending money. Okay, so the skill set is learning how to finance the notes that you do buy. either using your own money or using other people's money, but that's one of the skill sets. And you can learn how to do that by participating in my training class. I have a training class that I host. It's coaching. It's $97 a month. That's it. $97 a month. No contract. You can cancel anytime. But when you do sign up for my training, my coaching, you have instant access to about, I guess, 40 or 50 videos that I have organized in a course so that your learning is logical. You know, you can learn a lot of stuff on watching YouTube, but you don't know what to watch first, what to watch second. But the way that my course is designed, it builds, each one builds on the next so that you can actually learn in an organized fashion. In addition to that, I also provide you with coaching one-on-one. And, you know, you have access to me, you have access to my partner, Patrick. And, you know, Patrick says that's cheap. And he's absolutely right. It's cheap. But Patrick, you know my reasoning. I could charge $997 for this course. I know that. But I would only help a few people at $997. My goal is to help people not be so broke all the time. You know, I'm doing very well financially. Patrick's doing very well financially. And it's because we figured out that we know how to make money and we know how to teach other people. And really, we have a passion for helping other people just get out of the grind and get out of the rat race. And we can help a lot more people for $97. You know, I actually tried helping people for free, but I found that if people don't pay something, they don't value it. So I stuck $100 on there for it. That's the price, $97. If you want to know about the coaching program, you go to investbrilliantly.com. And once you get there, investbrilliantly.com, just click right here on tell me about the coaching program. You can see all about it. Okay. I'm not going to say any more about it today, but that is the program. So let me get back here and show you one of the strategies that you can employ once you become financially astute, right? We're talking about financial intelligence. Now watch this. You're going to like this. This is pretty interesting. Okay. How to use notes to retire wealthy. I'm going to show you what I did with a gentleman friend of mine. I have a buddy who came to me. He had sold his trucking business. He had been in business for decades, and he sold his trucking business, and he was sitting on a big pile of cash. And he came to me as a real estate agent, and he wanted to buy a house, and he was going to pay cash for the house. And I said, that's fine. That's a pretty decent idea. Here was his retirement plan. He said he sold his business. He has $600,000 in cash. He wants to buy a house, pay cash for $350,000, because that would leave him more than $250,000 in cash in savings. And with his Social Security income of $2,100 a month, plus $250,000 in cash, he felt, you know what? I'm in good shape as a retiree. And truly, he would be in good shape as a retiree. I think we can all agree on that, right? That's not a bad, there's a lot of people in this world, in this country, that are not in nearly that good of shape as retirees, right? So he would be in good shape. And so I shared with him that I invest my money in notes. And I said, let me share another idea with you on a different way that you might be able to do your retirement. Okay. And so the idea that I shared with him looked like this. And he actually took me up on it. So here's what happened. I was able to help him buy a nicer house. I talked to him about getting something called a reverse mortgage. You see, the reason he wanted to pay cash for his house is because he did not want to have a mortgage payment. Well, he wasn't aware that the federal government actually has a program, FHA has a program called a reverse mortgage program. And the way that it works is if you are a senior citizen, you can get a mortgage on a house that doesn't have any mortgage payments. And what happens is when you die, your heirs inherit your house and they just have to pay off the mortgage at that point. Okay, so that's how that works. But while you're alive, even if you live to be 150, you don't have to make a mortgage payment for the rest of your life. So I told him about that. And so I said, the good news is that when you buy a house and you use a reverse mortgage, you only have to put down about 50% of the price. Okay. And I said, so if you bought a nicer house, remember, he wanted a house for $350,000. I was able to get him a house for $450,000, which was a nicer house, obviously. He only had to put down $225,000, which left him $375,000 in the bank, not just $250,000. And then what I said to him is, let's use some of that $375,000. Let's use $150,000 of that $375,000, because that'll make you about $1,500 a month. And you still have $225,000, $250,000 in your nest egg. And he said, you know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea. And so that's what we did. Okay. So he bought a house, and this is how it actually worked out. He wound up with $225,000 in his nest egg and $3,600 a month in income. And let me show you how that happened. Okay. This is an actual picture of the house he bought. Really nice house. Very nice house. Here in Southern California. He paid $430,000 for it. He didn't have to spend $450,000. He paid $430,000. He had no mortgage payments on that house for the rest of his life. He invested $150,000 to buy, I think he bought 5 mortgage notes or 4 mortgage notes. I don't recall off the top of my head, but I believe it was 5. Those mortgage notes paid him $1,950 a month. And that's going to last for the rest of his life and beyond. His kids will get it. Literally, that's mailbox money. It just comes in the mail. People pay their mortgage payments. They send it in. That's mailbox money. Almost $2,000 a month. Okay? And he still had $235,000 in the bank at the end of the day. Is that a better deal for him? Yes or no? It certainly was. Now he has $4,000 a month income. He's got his Social Security income plus $1,950 from the rental, from the notes that he owns. And he doesn't own the real estate, by the way. I said rentals, but he doesn't own the real estate. He's not a landlord. Something breaks, they don't call him. They just pay their mortgage payment. Okay? So it's a much better way to invest. It's a much, much better way to invest. Isn't that cool, though? You think that guy thinks that what I did for him was good? He loves me. I tell you that. He loves me. It's fantastic. He's got far more money coming in, twice as much as he had planned for his retirement. He still has $250,000 sitting in the bank in cash. He still has no mortgage payment. You see, once you have an understanding of how money works and you get into the money business, you can not only change your own life, you can help other people change their lives. That's my passion. That's why my training is only $97, because I'm trying to spread the word. I'm trying to help people change lives. This isn't just about you. Okay. But I can tell you this much for sure. I have a program. I call it my Millionaire Maker program. And we meet every Saturday morning at 8:30 Pacific. Right. But you got to be part of our group to do that. But we meet every Saturday morning. We talk about investing. In this group, there are some very successful investors as a part of this group. Most weeks we have in between 30 and 40 investors on the call. And several of us are very well off and just getting richer by the day and helping other people to do that too. So all I'm saying to you is that if you want to become a part of that community, you'll want to go ahead and go to my website, go to investbrilliantly.com, at least sign up for a month, even if you don't stay. I think you will. Most people do. Just about everybody that signs up has stayed. And you'll be able to participate for that month in our Saturday mastermind groups, in my training, the one-on-ones that I do with people, coaching, one-on-one hand-holding coaching, to see if this is something that you might want to actually do. Because obviously there's nothing that is right for everyone, right? The stock market's not right for everyone, but it's right for some. Notes are not right for everyone, but they're right for some. Maybe it's right for you, but you just don't know. So invest a little bit of money into yourself to find out if it's right. Now, I could probably answer your questions and do all that stuff for free, but I'm not. If you're not willing to spend $100, I don't even want to talk to you. I tried that route. People don't value what they get for free. I've just learned that, and the older I get, the more I realize how true that statement is. Okay. If you're older like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? People don't value what they get for free. And if a person's not willing to invest $100 in themselves, then why should I invest an hour of my time in them? At 67, I only have, a dozen more Christmases left. I don't have time to really waste time with people who don't want to do something. But I have such a passion for those who really do want to do something, and I will help you. I will help you. Okay. You just have to want to do it, and you just have to be committed. And if you want to do it, I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how you can create financial freedom for yourself and for your family. I'll show you how you can teach that to your children and how you can push things forward and never have to worry about money again, ever. And you can do it with notes. And you don't have to be a salesman because you're not selling stuff. So anyway, sign up, don't sign up. My life's going good. But sign up for yourself, okay? It's $100. And by the way, when you sign up for my training, when you buy your first note, do your first note deal, you don't ever have to pay again. You remain a part of our community, okay? Because we're trying to make a difference. And we are making a difference. We are making a big difference in a lot of people's lives. And I love it when the younger people come on board. Someone the other day had their 19-year-old son on one of our training and coaching calls. And I thought, now that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay. If that kid sticks with this and pays attention, he'll never have to worry about finances in his life ever. It's a powerful place to be, guys. It's a wonderful place to be. You know, when I used to be broke, I used to think that rich people talked about and worried about money all the time. But the truth is, you don't even think about money when you have it. It just doesn't come into your consciousness. And a good analogy that I like to use when I'm talking about that is, think about this. When your gas tank is full in your car, you don't even think about your gas tank. But when you know you're riding on empty, you can't keep your eyes or your mind off your gas tank. And the same thing's true with your bank account. If your bank account is riding on empty, dude, you can do nothing but think about money. All I'm telling you is get over that. Get out of that. There's a way out. And by the way, you don't have to have money to invest. I said that earlier when I answered Robert's question. Do you need money to buy notes? Yes. But does it have to be yours? No. No. We just helped a gentleman get an $80,000 loan last week with no credit reports, no credit checks, nothing. Because we know how to structure deals. You just have to, get knowledge, right? It's what you have here. That's what counts. Okay. So anyway, you can learn that stuff from me, or you can learn it from someone else. I'm inexpensive and I'm committed to your success if you are. And so anyway, that's what I got, guys. Let's see. I don't know if I had any more slides to show you on this particular one here. Let's just see if there's anything else I was going to cover. No, that was it. So it's your move. What do you want to do? If you keep doing the same thing you've been doing, you're going to have the same thing you've been having. You got to do something different if you expect a different result. Okay. So I'm saying this might be the right thing for you, but you need to find out. You need to figure that out and find out if this is the right thing. If it is, go for it. If it isn't, hey, you checked it out, pass. Go find the right thing. But whatever, don't live in this great country of ours and struggle financially. This is America. This is 2020. I mean, it's not like 1820. You know what I mean? Where you have to live on the farm and try to live off the land. This is 2020. I can show you how to make money on the internet with this business right here, working from your home part-time, and how you can match your income in just a year or two, maybe 3. You can match the income from your job doing this. But you have to want it. All right, guys. That's all I got. I will see you guys next Monday at 4 o'clock on my Facebook Live show, Note Investing for Newbies. Okay. Tell your friends about it. Get them on this thing. Help them out. Help yourself out. And just try to change your life. And let me help you. God bless you. And I'll see you guys next week.